everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Welcome to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm taking part in the Iron Crafter monthly YouTube hop, and this month our mystery item is stickers. Not alpha stickers. Tara, who organises the hop for the Peace Love Craft Clubhouse, said we can use stickers but not alpha stickers. So I'm going to cheat just a little bit, I think. I will use some other stickers, but anyway, the pack I'm going to use today is one that's not long been out from close to my heart, called Let's Party. I love the primary colours in here, and I love the sticker sheet, which has so many very cool things on it. Now the colours involved here, as always, are on the zip strips, and I happen to have one cut off here. Ballerina, Black, Bluebird, Candy Apple, French Vanilla, Jade and Sundance. Now, just before Christmas last year, I had a special birthday to go to. I've had one just after Christmas as well, and both for significant birthdays for some both very dear friends of mine. And I also have another one coming up in May. We're all at that age where there's a special birthday. So I'm not sure who I'm going to use this page for, so I thought I'd just go ahead and make the layout, and it will do for any of them. The stickers on here have these alphas on them, so Tara, I really hope that that's going to work, because that's what I want to use, along with some of these other things here. So on sticker sheets that come, you generally get lots of different shapes, and you also get these special 12-inch ones as well. So we're going to use a combination of all of these. I have noticed too in here that all of these are the same shape, but we do have other little pennant stickers that we can put in there, and I've also got my pennant alphabet out, which has different shapes as well if we need to put more. And I also have my triangle die cuts, which if I need more I can cut out as well to make it go a bit further. What else am I doing? So also this layout will meet the criteria for the mystery challenge for soul scrappers, which is to have 3 banners across on the page. So let's see what we can come up with. Okay, so with no photos really, it's quite liberating to be able to just work the layout out the way we want it. I'm going to just put spaces for the photos, and if they work with what I've got, then fine. If when I get them printed, if they don't, then I will get make sure I get the right shape photos at some of the next celebrations. I'm just going to take out all of the paper that's in here. I've already done some things with it. I've got some offcuts, some bits and pieces. So there's that side and that side. And then this one has, yay, don't really like that. And then we've got some sprinkles on there, which is a little lighter to look at. The main reason I'm looking at both pages to start with is because I want to know that I've got enough paper for them both. For those of you that aren't aware, Close to My Heart is closing down at the end of June, and now we've got our last orders as of end of April, and I believe that things are selling out very quickly. So I'm working with what I've got. I have a piece of jade here which I'm going to cut to fit a 4x6 photo, but I'm going to cut it to 5x7. So that will give me an inch around the outside, and that will just be one photo in the middle on the left hand page, and I'll work out around that. On the right hand page I've just put a few strips of different paper, but they obviously need some cardstock in there as well to break it up, so I'm bringing in sapphire. Now sapphire isn't a colour in this pack that goes with it. They say bluebird, but I really like the darker colour. I think it brings it out quite well, so I'm using that. And I'm going to spread these papers out. As I do it, it kind of grows how I want it to look. So I'm going to go with a symmetrical look on the right hand side. measuring 2 inches on the sapphire piece and then having that thin strip of squares in the middle. So that piece doesn't quite fit, so I had to cut a bigger piece out of that party paper. And then when I bring in some more sapphire for the left hand side of this page, I don't have anything left that's that long. So this is going to be an issue as we run out of our favourite papers from Close to My Heart. So I thought I would just box on with that and show you how I overcome it. So I've got the strip there which has a join in the middle, but that's okay because I'll put a sticker over it. Now I'm taking 2 1/4-inch wide strips off that piece that was a little bit long underneath the right hand side, because I want to cover a little bit of extra squares that have come on this bit in the middle, and it just helps to define it and give it a little bit of separation from the piece in the back. And that also makes it look as though the piece behind it is one big piece, which of course we all know that it isn't. So I'll line those up nice and evenly up there, and that will give me just a background page to put some photos onto. On the far right though, I'm going to use one of these 12-inch sticker strips. So this is my first sticker for the layout, and I think that just gives like a full stop to the end of the page, and I'll incorporate the other one on the left hand side of the left hand page as well, so that it flows through. So I'm going to bring this jade colour in as a background for the photos on the right hand side. So I've cut those 2 at 4.5 by 6.5. So there's just a little bit to go around the photos, and the piece that was left over I'm using as a background for my journaling box. So these white daisy pieces are there to signify the photos, which I don't have printed yet, but this piece that I'm inking up at the moment will be the journaling box, so I can go ahead and get that ready. So just going around the outside gets rid of that cut edge and helps to blend it in with the jade background. And I'll just stick the white pieces down where the photos will go, just to so it's not quite so green. On the left hand side, I really want this paper to be used over there as well, but it's not quite wide enough to go behind the jade that I cut earlier. So what I'm going to do is cut it into the 7 inches long and then make the jade piece a little bit smaller, so it will come underneath it and have an inch or close to an inch around the outside. And then I'll put another piece of white daisy in the middle there to signify the photo. But before I do that, I'm bringing this blue sapphire cardstock in again, and I've still got pieces, and these pieces aren't even wide enough either, because I've got 2-inch space on the sapphire on the 2-inch wide, I should say, cardstock on the right hand side. So I need the edge of this to be 2 inches in from the side of the back page, and that will work okay because I'm then going to bring the other 12-inch sticker in and put it over the edge of that and cover that white bit up. So that's a good way of making the most of any cardstock that might be a little bit narrow. You can widen it by adding a sticker. And then I'll also add a little sticker here to cover that join, and I'll add to that later to make it a little group of stickers. So stickers are really handy for covering boo-boos, and that's a good example there. So I'll stick this jade piece down now and add the little bit of white daisy, which will be the photo when I get it printed. Now this piece of sapphire, you can see it didn't quite work when I tried to cut something out of the background. So I'm going to use it as an extra little frame around that just to highlight things a bit more. I really like the dark frame to separate the pattern papers, and I'm going to use a little bit more of the squared paper just so that it combines well with what we've got on the right hand side and brings the two pages together, helps to blend them. So I'll work out how I can get this kind of even. As you can see, I'm counting the number of squares, and I want an even number of squares because I want to cut it in half and have it look tidy. So I'll get rid of that and then count in, I think, 8 squares. So that's, it would obviously measure the same as well, but I want it to be visually even. So I've cut the 8 squares rather than a measurement. And when I put it on the page, I really want to offset it because otherwise it looks like a big H or something not quite right. So I'll offset it, and it's actually a bit too long. So I'm going to cut a piece off each one of those. And again, because it's 8 inches wide, I'm going to cut, or 8 squares wide, I'm going to cut 8 squares off the bottom. And that will give me 2 squares to use in something else. And I actually end up using one of them later on in this project. So then I can line these up offset like that, and up on the top left hand corner I'm going to have some banners, so that leaves that gap nicely clear for that. It also means that I'll bring down the journaling box on the right hand side so that it's lined up properly, and then I'll just even up the space on the right hand side as well with those other 2 photo spots, and spread everything out so that together the 2 pages look good. Now these happy birthday stickers are going to be on banners going across the top. So to get it in the right spot, I'm just going to use a pencil and give myself a very brief light guide to follow with the letters that make up the word happy. They should fit, and so long as I get them in the right order, which is sometimes a bit tricky when you're spelling backwards, but they fit quite well. And then I'll use my black pen to go on either side and just hand draw a little bit of a string coming out each side and put a knot on each end. So I am going underneath the Y there. Sorry about the fuzziness, the camera focused on my head instead. And then it looks like they're all hanging off that string. Now I'll do the same with birthday, so a little pencil line here, which I actually don't end up following quite so closely, but it gives me a place to start, and then it's just a matter of angling the letters. I possibly should have put the Y a little straighter, and I do fiddle a bit to make things sit properly, but in the end they all fit, and that's more by luck than good management, I think. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you get a chance to look at the other videos that are in the hop for this Iron Crafter monthly hop, and we'll see what other people have done with their stickers. If you'd like to join in the Iron Crafter YouTube hop, then head on over to the Peace Love Craft Clubhouse on Facebook. There'll be a link for that below in the description, and you're welcome to join in. As creators, we love all the comments and thumbs up and subscriptions that we get from our videos. So if you haven't subscribed to somebody that you see today, including me, then your subscription will be most welcome. So I've got birthday in there now, and the other banner that I'm going to put in here is going to be the person's name. Now the 2 celebrations that I talked about at the beginning of the video were for ladies that both have the same number of letters in their name. So that's very convenient because I'm not sure which one I'm going to put on this page yet, but there's 5 letters in each name. So I will stamp that at a later stage in black ink when I've got the photos developed and put onto the page. So the next sticker I want to use is this one down the bottom that says make a birthday wish. But I think it needs a little bit of colour behind it, and then I'll add it on top of a matching strip of jade. So I've put it onto some candy apple, and I'm just roughly cutting this side because I'll tidy that up on the trimmer. And then I'll give it a little outline around the banner parts as well. So I'll go away off camera and tidy that side up, and then I'll measure the jade strip underneath where I want it, cut it with a pair of scissors and do a fishtail at each end, just by cutting in down the middle and then going from the corners into where that cut has stopped. So then I can stick that down and add the banner sticker as well. There's still a little bit of white space on this page, so I'm going to use one of those squares that we used before, but I'm going to turn it over so that we haven't got the squares, but we've got those lighter sprinkles on the upside. So I'll go around the outside with the jade just to help to highlight it away from the white. And then I'll put a little 2-inch square in there, so I'll make sure when I do the photos I get a 2-inch by 2-inch one. And then I'll line that up, and it works quite well between the two, the photo and the journaling box. Now there's a few different stickers here that I'm going to use. One is Birthday Girl, which I can add above that one that we used to cover the join. And then just a little arrow, because I'm sure that photo will be of the birthday girl, whoever it might be. So I'll pop that there, and you'll see I just put a little half circle tab on the right as well. So some of these stickers are black on white, so I thought they would go really well on the page that has such a colourful background to it, so the white and the black stand out quite well. And then the heart, I dry fit that in a few places and end up using it to cover the join on the right hand page there. And then I'll use another couple of hearts in the same place, and it will look like it's supposed to be there for its own sake, not just to cover a join. And the little heart down the bottom gives us a little group of 3. I'm also going to add a few of these puffy stickers that are shaped like little cupcakes, because I just think they're pretty and cute, and they kind of go with the whole theme. So a girl can't have a party really without cake. Some of the colours aren't quite exactly the same, but they blend in well enough, so that's all good. And then I'll add a few little bits of glitter gem, so a little bit of bling here and there. And again, in little groups or on their own single, because odd numbers always work well with that. And that will be it. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I look forward to catching up with you again soon with whatever we come up with next. Happy crafting, everyone.